Mr. Callahan?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just think that, we've been discussing this, it's been on the table, and we discussed it for over almost a year now. I think at some point we got to, let the parking authority know where we stand on this. There's been a lot of discussion, which I think has been some false information about, having to lower the rates to help retail on Main Street. And I think that if you look at the, I live on Main Street. I live right there on the corner of Main and Broad. You can hardly ever find a parking space on Main Street in the downtown district, ever. I go down there for lunch almost every day, and sometimes I got to park, a couple blocks away. So I don't think the issue is the fee structure of the meters, and it's definitely not the fee structure of the garages. If you ask the parking authority, the ideal thing, and if you ask any of the people who own businesses down there on Main Street, we don't want people parking on the meter all day long. That's like the worst thing that can happen to the downtown. So the goal is to make it cheaper for people to park in the garages who are going to be down there for 8-9 hours a day. So if you, and that is the way it is set up right now with the garages. It is not set up that way right now with the fee structure of the fines. It's actually, we are actually rewarding people breaking the law. It's, if you pay the meter all day, it's $1.50, 8 hours, you're looking at $12. If you just negate the meter, don't pay it, ignore it, break the law, it's only $10. So you're saving $2 by breaking the law. And if you look at the numbers that the parking authority has written fines, it's almost doubled in the last couple of years. So we don't control the fines. The mayor does that. I mean, the meters, I'm sorry. So the mayor made that decision. That's his decision. Our decision is based on the fines. So I just think at this point that, retail, I heard at the last meeting that, we need to do something to help retail on the downtown. The downtown's not struggling. We have one of the most vibrant and booming downtowns in the state of Pennsylvania. There's no parking down there as is. The retail throughout the United States is hurting. So are some retail facilities on Main Street hurting or struggling? Maybe. But retail is hurting all over the United States of America. Out at the malls, they have free parking out there. Down at the promenade, they have free parking. Retail's hurting down there. So it's not the cause of retail hurting in the United States. It's not free parking versus metered parking. So I just think that we need to, at some point, move on with this, and one way or the other, I don't know if it's the will of council to pass it or not. If it isn't, that's fine, but I think we need to let the parking authority know so they can move ahead with Plan B. And I talked to, as a liaison for parking authority, I talked to Mr. Hoffmeyer, I talked to Mr. Livingston, and they would just like to know one way or the other instead of just stalling it in a committee. I will tell you this, Plan B has to be, right now it's out of control down there because people know it's cheaper to pay the meters, and it's hurting downtown businesses with the meter fee the way it is, or with the fine fee the way it is, because as I said earlier, it's cheaper to just pay the fine and take a chance of getting a parking ticket. 20%, only 20% of the fines that the parking authority writes is for meter violations. And I don't know if the parking authority wants me to tell this, but it's true. And just so everybody thinks that the parking authority is not the bad guy here, there's already built-in 3-minute grace period in all of the meters. So it's not like the parking authority just driving around waiting for, boom, that second that someone's meter violation goes. It goes for 3 extra minutes. And only 20% of all the fines that the parking authority is writing is on meter violations. A large majority of them are on violations of people not moving their cars on street cleaning days. So, I just think at this time it's time to move it forward. you know, and let the rest of council vote on it instead of keeping it in a committee. And I would hope that council would support that, so thank you.